Welcome to the BrainyX channel. In this video, we are going to solve these two equations where we have a variable in the denominator. So, let me show you how to do this. For our first example, we have this equation with basic fractions. Now, what I mean by that is that two of the terms have the same x variable in their denominator. So this is actually a very easy equation to solve. So I'm going to show you two ways how you're going to solve this. First, I'm going to show you the longer method because that method is important, especially if we are dealing with more complicated fractions. And after that, I'm going to show you the shorter, quicker method. The first step in solving equations with fractions, especially if we are dealing with terms, is to rewrite every term as a fraction. So I'm going to write 6 over x plus, now 8 can be rewritten as 8 over 1 equals, and then there's 2 multiplied by x plus 9 over x. And now, because we are dealing with terms, I have to find the lowest common denominator. Now, many students ask, how do we find the lowest common denominator, especially if we are dealing with variables in the denominator? So the easiest way to do that is to look at each term, see what is unique, and add it to the lowest common denominator. Let me show you. In my first term, or the first fraction, x is the denominator. So this is my first unique denominator. So I'm going to add x to my LCD. Now let's have a look at the second term or the second fraction. Here the denominator is 1, so 1 is also unique. So I can add 1 to my lowest common denominator. But remember, whenever the coefficient for a variable is 1, we don't write that 1. That is an invisible 1. It still says 1, even though you cannot see it. Now let's move on to my last term or the last fraction. There the denominator is x. Is this x unique? No, it's not unique because we already wrote x down in my LCD. Now that I know that my LCD is x, I have to rewrite each of these fractions with my new LCD. You start with your first fraction, you draw the line, and you write your LCD in the denominator. Next fraction, you draw the line, you write the LCD in your denominator. And you do the same with the last fraction, or the last term. Now that this step is done, we are going to write the numerators. Now this step is very important to work out the numerators. You have to ask yourself, what do I have to multiply this denominator by to make it the same as the LCD? Now here the answer is x multiplied by 1, because x multiplied by 1 is 1x. And what you do at the bottom, you have to do at the top. So 6 times 1 equals 6. Now notice one thing, when your denominator and your LCD is the same, then you can just copy down your numerator. So it will save you a step. Next up we have 8 over 1. So I have to ask myself, what do I have to multiply 1 by to make it the same as the LCD? And here the answer is x. 1 times x equals 1x. And what I do at the bottom, I have to do at the top. 8 times x equals 8x. And now for the last fraction or the last term, I can see that my denominator and my LCD is the same. That means I can just copy the numerator. So now my denominators are the same and I'm dealing with an equation. That means I'm allowed to remove the denominators and only write down the numerators. Now you might be wondering, why am I allowed to remove the denominators like that? And if you would like to understand why this is algebraically correct, check out the video linked in the top right corner. The next step to solve this equation is to distribute this 2 into the brackets. That means I'm going to write 6 plus 8x equals 2 times by x is 2x and 2 times by 9 is 18. Now this is a linear equation because the highest power of my variable is 1. Yeah, x to the power of 1, x to the power of 1. So we need to get all the x terms on the one side and all the other terms on the other side. So I have a positive 2x here. That means I have to subtract 2x on this side, and what you do on the one side, you have to do on the other side. And here we've got a positive 6. I have to subtract 6 on this side, and I have to subtract 6 on that side as well. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. 8x minus 2x equal 18 minus 6. Can you see that plus 6 minus 6 actually cancels, and here plus 2x minus 2x cancels. That's why you don't see those terms on either side of the equation. So all we need to do now is to combine all our like terms. 8x minus 2x equals 6x equals, and 18 minus 6 is 12. And now we need to get x on its own because at this stage x is multiplied by 6. That means I have to divide by 6 because division is the inverse operation of multiplication. And what you do on the one side, you have to do on the other side. X equals, and then 12 divided by 6 is 2. And that is the final answer. Alright, I did say that I'm going to show you a quicker way to solve this equation, especially if you have a denominator that is very basic like this. Here the denominator is the same for two of the terms. Let me just quickly rewrite this equation. Because we are working with fractions and we have various terms, we have to find an LCD. Now we already know that the LCD is x, so what you can do is instead of rewriting each term with the new LCD, you can multiply each term by your LCD. So that means I can multiply this term by my LCD, this term by my LCD, and this term by my LCD. Remember, what you do to the one term, you have to do to all of them, and what you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. Now have a look at this first term. I see that I'm only multiplying, that means I'm allowed to cancel. Now remember, this is the same as x over 1. That's why I say I can cancel, because I'm cross-canceling. And that leaves us with 6. And now we have x over 1. I cannot cancel anything, so I can multiply top times top and bottom times bottom. And that gives us positive 8x. 8x over 1 or 8x, it is exactly the same thing. And here for this last term, I'm multiplying. It is the same as x over 1. That means I can cross-cancel, and that leaves us with 2x plus 9. Can you see that we actually skipped this whole step over here? But using this method is easy if you have a very easy LCD to work with. Later on, when you have more complex fractions to solve, then it starts to get trickier. Then it is best to use this method. So all you need to do now is to follow the same steps as you did from this step onwards. Let's do one more example. Here, each fraction has a different denominator. And because we have more than one term on one side of the equation, we have to solve this by finding our LCD. So let me show you how we're going to do that. To find the LCD for these fractions, I'm going to start with this first fraction. Here the denominator is x. So this is my first unique denominator, so I'm going to write that down. In the next fraction, we have 2x. Now, I already wrote x in the LCD, so I need to write 2. But have a look. Here we have 4. And because I'm dealing with numbers, I have to find the lowest common multiple. Let me show you. Here we have 1x, here we have a 2, and here we have a 4. So let's write down the multiples of 1. And let's write the multiples of 2, 2, 4, 6, and so on. And the multiples of 4. So if I have to find the lowest common multiple from this list, I can see that it is 4. So I'm going to write 4 as part of my lowest common denominator. The next step is to rewrite each of these fractions with my lowest common denominator. So I'm going to draw the fraction line and write the lowest common denominator. And I do the same with each of these fractions. Now we have to write the numerators. And to do that, you have to ask yourself, what do you have to multiply this x by to make it 4x? And the answer is x times 4. And what you do at the bottom, you have to do at the top. Let's have a look at this denominator. What do I have to multiply 2x by to make it 4x? And the answer is 2. And what you do at the bottom, you have to do at the top. And the same with this one. What do I have to multiply this 4 by to make it 4x? And the answer is x. And what I do at the bottom, I have to do at the top. Now it's easy to write the numerators. 6 times 4 is 24, 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 times x is 1x. Remember, we don't write the 1 in front of the x. Now because all my denominators are the same, I can remove the denominators because it's algebraically correct to do so, and just write down the numerators. Now this is a normal linear equation because my x variable has an exponent of 1. So what we need to do is to get all my x terms on the one side and all the other terms on the other side. I'm going to keep this x on this side. I don't like to work with a negative variable, but I only have to move one term. So I'm going to move this positive 6 by subtracting it from this side. And what I do on the one side, I have to do on the other side. So that gives us 24 minus 6 equals to negative x. Plus 6 minus 6 equals 0. That's why you don't see any 6's on this side anymore. 24 minus 6 equals 18 equals minus x. Now this x is still not on its own. It has a minus sign. So how do I get rid of this minus? I have to divide by a minus. And what you do on the one side, you have to do on the other side. So that gives us x equals to negative 18. And that is the final answer.